Hello, good morning. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Chloe if you're new here, and as you can see by the title of this video, we will be doing my makeup today. It is so windy outside and I feel like the wind is so loud. So if you hear like weird noises, that would be the wind or my dog. I do have a dog. He might like come running in here and want to play, so please excuse that if he does. But yeah, so let's just get right on into it. I will say I have filmed makeup routines in the past and these are not going to be any crazy products. Probably pretty much exactly the same as what I have used in the past, but it has been quite the year with my skin journey. This is what we are looking at, or looking like, I guess you can say. So honestly, this, and there's like a tiny pimple right here, are like my only active breakouts, and I could not be more happy. I mean, it has been the longest skincare journey year, or skin journey year of my life, and I'm just happy to be here. So like happy to be obviously here on this earth, but here in the place where my skin is right now, because it felt like my skin was never gonna get any better. But you know what, it did. Let's get right on into it. Saying that, all those products I'm using have been acne friendly for me personally. So I really hope if you're looking for products that are safe for your acne prone skin, I hope that some of these will help you. I've tried other products this year, just like throughout the year, trying to do like different things or whatever, and I always come back to these. If you're looking for products, if you have acne prone skin, I really hope if you try these that they work for you, because I know sometimes it can just feel like so like the products you're using, it might not work for you anymore, but then you're like, I don't want to try something new because it's going to break me out also, and it's like you can feel like kind of frozen. You're like, I don't know what to do because I don't want my skin to get worse, but then I don't know where to try, like what works, what doesn't, and everything. So yeah, these products worked for me, so let's just get into it. I have not moisturized, but I did clean my skin, cleanse this morning using the Cetaphil Daily Facial Cleanser. Is that what it's called? I'll pop a video or a picture up so you can see what all these products look like, but I did wash my face with that this morning when I was taking a shower. So yeah, and now I am going to use the Vanicream Daily Facial Moisturizer. I have used this for a couple years now, and this is my favorite moisturizer. I seriously don't know what I was doing before this. It is so just like lightweight. It is perfect. You can build it, I feel like, but it's super like, you can do a thin layer if you don't want to be super like whatever. It's not thick. It's a little bit more like thin. It has no fragrance dyes, masking fragrance, lanolin, parabens, and formaldehyde releasers. So yeah, but it seriously, like it goes on super easily. It absorbs into my skin really easily, and I find my makeup lays on top of it very nicely. So yes, definitely recommend that for acne prone skin. Like I was saying, this one, it is perfect. It is the perfect moisturizer. So yeah. And I don't do any like crazy primers or anything because I don't want to. So yeah, I would say the products I use are pretty much the same. The order of how I do them is different, even though the products are the same. So I'm gonna go in with the Tarte palette, Tarte In Bloom. And I'm gonna use the color Jet Setter, which is just this one. As you can tell, it's the one I use all the time. And I'm actually gonna start with my brows. So I'm just gonna use a nice little angled brush. I got this from e.l.f. It actually did come with a spoolie, and I think I'm still using the same brush from the last video that I had done. And I remember saying, it came with a spoolie, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, so I'm just gonna fill my eyebrows in the natural shape that they would be. I don't really do anything crazy to my brows as far as like plucking or waxing goes. And here comes Winston, hi! Hi, bud. I will put a picture on the screen of him because I'm not gonna move my camera. I feel like it's in a good spot right now, so. So these are the brows, and I actually kind of forgot to do something that I normally do. This has been like the new thing that I've been doing, but I have started using the L'Oreal Infallible up to 32 hour fresh wear foundation, and I am the shade 415. It's a tiny bit light, but once I add bronzer and blush, I feel like the color totally is good. And honestly, I would rather have a little bit lighter foundation than too dark, because, you know, we all have seen the people that just have like really dark foundation. It does not match the rest of their body. It's kind of like, oh, that's a little, you know, so I would rather be a little bit lighter. And I do one and a little bit more pumps on the back of my hand. And then I kind of like swirl it around like this. And then I just dot it on my face. You guys are just gonna have to like hold on tight while I show you what I do, because like this is like, I don't know, this is kind of weird, but I saw this video. I'll explain why I do this. I saw this video of this girl, and she was saying, what was she even saying? Something along the lines of like, if you let your makeup like sit for a second and then like brush it out or whatever, what's it called? Use your brush and like apply it on your face. It like stays so much better. So I started doing that. I honestly don't even know who said it. I don't think I even am saying it right, but I started doing it, and I feel like the way my makeup goes on is so much better. So we're gonna hang out like this, looking a little crazy just for a minute. And while our makeup is hanging out on our face, I am gonna go in with my mascara, which is the L'Oreal Paris Voluminous Original Mascara in the color, or in the shade Blackest Black. Honestly, I never noticed the difference within the shades of mascara. Does anyone actually? Are they any different? I don't know. I love the wand on this. I feel like it is just such a classic mascara brush shape. And I like the way this stuff goes on. The only thing, so I'm just gonna apply mascara only to my top eyelashes right now. And we're not doing mascara. This is basic everyday makeup. So we're just doing some basic mascara on the top lashes. I do kind of like put a little extra effort into doing my mascara, because I feel like it does help me look a little bit more awake, and if I take a little extra time, my lashes look just a little bit better. So yeah, I will only be, what? Can you guys hear Winston grunting? So we will, oop, just applying this, and I don't do like anything, like any foundation or anything on my eyelids, unless I'm doing like a lot of, what's it called? Eyeshadow. I don't really do, I haven't really been in my eyeshadow era, if you might say. Okay, so we just have a little bit of mascara on now, and now that it's been like a minute or two, we're gonna take this is the Sonia Kashuk. This is like a foundation brush. It came with like a set of brushes, and my mom got it for me for my birthday, so thank you, mommy. And we're just gonna blend in our foundation. I find that this gives like more of a full coverage. Like, I don't feel like it's so like sheer when I put this foundation on like this. I feel like this foundation, you definitely can build it really easily. I will say that. You can definitely build it. Oh, it has sunscreen in it. I did not know that. Slay. I feel like it can be thin, or you can build this foundation easily, like I was trying to say. But if I do this, where I let it sit on the skin for a second, I feel like it kind of like dries a tiny bit, and then it doesn't spread out so much and be so thin when I'm putting it on. I really hope this makes sense. Like, I'm explaining this correctly, but And I try to do more like dabbing motions than like smearing. I feel like it just kind of helps it look really natural on the skin. So this is what we're looking like. It's definitely not perfect. However, I will say it is a very, very good base. So yeah, so this is what we got going on. We've obviously got the eyebrows done. We've got the mascara about halfway done, which we'll come back to it in just a second. So next up, we have concealer. Right now I'm using, like right now as in like recently in time, I've been using the L'Oreal Paris Infallible 24-hour full wear concealer. This is full coverage. It works so good. I am literally obsessed with this. If you've seen any of my vlogs where I'm doing my makeup, if you've seen my other makeup videos, I'm using this one. I'm pretty sure. I know I have also used this in past makeup videos. This is the L'Oreal True Match Serum Concealer, Radiant Serum Concealer, sorry. But this also works really well for acne prone skin. I love this one. Sometimes I'll use this as more of a foundation and then I'll go in with this as a concealer. But I do that more in the summertime because I feel like this is just more of like that lightweight natural skin look. But yeah, so I love this one. But for today, I will be going in with this one, like I'd said. So I used to use this all over my skin as more of a foundation concealer combo, but my skin has gotten a lot better and I like more of just like the other foundation and this. So yeah, you can do this two ways. I sometimes will do it on the back of my hand, but I recently have just been like dabbing it on my face with the applicator. I know some people don't recommend doing that, but I go in waves, I go in phases. So I like to do a little bit under my eyes, not right up underneath it. I feel like it just is too cakey if I do that. So a little bit like further down, like close to the nose area, not like right underneath my eyes. And then on any blemishes or redness, scarring, etc. And then just like a little bit up here to help clean up brows. So that's what we're looking like. I do let this sit for just a second. I don't know why I always start on this bottom part of my face for some reason. And then I'm just doing kind of the same stippling motion to not like rub off any of the other makeup we've got underneath, and so I don't like smear the concealer off. If I have more like active breakouts, I do apply it to my hand first. Like I was saying, I just feel like if it's just more like redness and scarring that I'm trying to cover up, I don't feel like I'm gonna spread bacteria and get it in the bottle and everything. So that's why I have been just applying it directly to my face. But when my skin was really bad, I was applying it to my hand first and then kind of dabbing it on. I was trying to say dotting and dabbing. Dotting it on my breakouts just like with my finger and then blending it out with a brush. But as soon as it's just still sitting here at my feet, I feel like I'm like huddled like this in a corner. I feel like I need to scoot closer to you so you can kind of see what I'm doing a little bit better. Well, I wish I would have been this close the whole time. Sorry, I feel like I'm so far away. I'll scoot a little closer so you can see me a little bit better. I really apologize about that, especially because I'm doing stuff on my face. Can you not even see me? So I know we're looking a little bit pale, especially in the camera. I feel like I look ghostly, but it actually does not look like this much of a contrast, I feel like, in person. So this is what we're looking like. This is kind of the base of my skin with no blush or bronzer or anything. I feel like it's a really good base. Like it all just kind of blends together nicely. It covers well. Let's go in with bronzer. So we are going to be using We're Shocked, the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Bronzer. We are using the shade 400 Tan. This is a step up from my 350 medium. So yeah, it's just a bronzer, nothing crazy. This is not like a contour where it's more of a cool undertone. This is definitely like you're kissed by the sun, you're bronzed. So yeah. But we will be using the Sonia Kashuk. I think this is a blush brush, but I have started doing, what are you panting for? I have started doing something recently. I feel like sometimes I can be a little heavy-handed with the bronzer and I don't want to look muddy, okay? Like no one wants to look muddy, especially transitioning from summer to fall. I feel like it's so easy to go a little bit heavy-handed with, what's it called? Bronzer. Because it's like, oh my goodness, like I love being so bronzed for the summer, but then you're by the pool less as the summer goes on, and then you're going into fall, and then you're not by the pool at all, and you're not like out in the sun as much. So then it's kind of like, you're not used to not being as like tan. Do you know what I mean? So you're like, oh, like I want to be like really tan. You're adding like a lot of bronzer, but then it's like, girl, you just look like you have a lot of bronzer on. It don't necessarily look very tan. So I have been using a blush brush to kind of like be a little bit lighter handed with my bronzer because I was using this one, which I love. It's super massive and poofy. It's got fuzz on it, but I haven't been using it as much because I think this kind of makes me a little it goes a little too crazy with the bronzer. I might go back to this, but for right now, we're loving this little gal. I'll try and link the brushes below. These are just from Target. So yeah, I just kind of tap a little bit of bronzer on. I always start on the side of my face. I don't know why, okay? But I just start, well, that's not even where the bronzer was. Like right here on like my cheekbone area. This is, the contrast in this viewfinder is crazy. And I just kind of warm up the cheekbone area. I don't drag it down to my skin because, or to my chin, because I kind of want to leave this, like, I want there to be a little bit of contrast. So you can see there's like, oh, she's kind of chiseled, but it's kind of bronze. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to like carve out my face, but I do want there to be like a little bit of dimension and warmth. So that's just what we're doing with this, okay? And then I do a tiny bit. I'm not adding more before I'm going under my eye, but I am just kind of like bringing it all together and blending it out. So there's that. And we're not doing any on the chin, maybe just like a tiny bit to like blot away some of the oiliness, but I'm not adding more bronzer to my brush before going on my chin because then you're gonna look like you have a beard. We don't wanna look like we have beards. So I'm just gonna do the same thing on the other side. Go in with less and then add more. I know this is like crazy still. And it's a lot better, okay? You don't need to be going crazy and then you're like, crap, I have so much bronzer on. My nose is itchy. I feel like I just kind of do like a stippling motion all the time. Like, I don't know how to describe it, like swirly, stipply for everything. Like when it comes to foundation, concealer, even like bronzer and blush. And then we're gonna do a little bit on the nose. So I start like down here at the bottom and then I kind of like blend it out on the top and then drag it down just a little bit. And then I do obviously like the sides of my forehead, which is what I started with. And then I just kind of go throughout the rest of my face just to make sure it all looks blended. So I would say that's pretty good. Sorry, I'm kind of using the viewfinder as like a second mirror. If you're wondering why I'm like looking off to the side. I feel like this looks so good already. When I tell you these products are my favorite, Like L'Oreal, sponsor me. I am your #1 fan. Like I am your #1 fan. It's my entire makeup routine, as you can see. And then we're gonna go in with the classic. I am obsessed with this blush. It's so good. This is the same one that I have used in all of my makeup routine videos. This is the L'Oreal Paris. Shocker. Infallible 24-hour fresh wear blush in the shade 05 Fearless Coral. She is stunning. Okay, this is the perfect blush for me. I recently did my colors and I figured out, I think I'm a soft autumn. I thought I was soft summer, which I think I'm kind of a combo because I am like neutral. So I like how I look in both color palettes, but I am just really warming up to the soft autumn vibe with like the coralies and the sage greens and then like tans and like, you know, all that. I'm like, put me in all those colors, I'm obsessed. But I feel like that's kind of why this blush works super great. I have hit pan, as we used to say in 2016. Maybe people are still saying that, I don't know. I just tap on the same brush and we're gonna start kind of like in the outer corner area, high up on the cheekbone. Awesome. What the heck? Why did it strike on my face? Why did it do that? Gonna tap off a bunch to make sure it's not gonna do that again. So I start like kind of like middle of my cheek, work my way up, work my way in, dab it a little bit under my eyes, not too much. We don't want to have pink under eyes, but I feel like the warm pinky tones under the eye looks so good, so natural, so healthy. Yes, this definitely still needs to be blended out. Like sometimes I get this little whoop. I'll show you how to fix that. I can be a little heavy-handed. I will say I can be a little heavy-handed with my bronzer, with my blush. So I have to tone myself down a little bit. Okay, I don't want to look like I'm walking out all the time like clown makeup. Hey, you know. And then the tiniest little bit right on the forehead, just a little bit. Sometimes I don't even do that, but sometimes I do. Sometimes I'm crazy. And then a little bit on the bridge of the nose. Gorgeous. Okay, so we got the nose, the bridge of the nose. Now, like I was saying, we're getting a little crazy. Like we're going a little too far down. We don't want to do that. You can do that if you want. Personally, I don't like the way that looks on my face. So we're gonna go back in with this foundation brush. And we're just gonna kind of soften it up a little bit, that line. Awesome, didn't show you it at all. We're gonna soften that line just a teensy bit, just so it's not so like, wow, she has like crazy blush going on. I feel like it just softens it just a little bit and it looks so much more natural. I mean, I'm just obsessed. And then sometimes I do it like a little bit under the eyes if it's getting a little crazy. You know what I mean? It's a little crazy. So this is where we're at so far. I'm obsessed. So now that we're at this place, we're at a very, very good place. Like this makeup usually takes me about 10-15 minutes on a fast day. Like I can, done, you know? We're gonna go back in with our mascara to do coat number 2. I don't always do 2 coats. Like if I am just wanting to look, like sometimes this is enough makeup for me. I want to feel like I've got makeup on, but I don't care about looking like I've got full glam. You know what I mean? And this is not gonna be a full glam routine, so, you know. But sometimes I want my eyelashes just to pop a little bit more or whatever. So we're gonna go in with some more mascara. And what you're gonna do, so we have a base coat already. If you put your makeup, when we put our mascara on the first time, make sure to, well, what I like to do. You can do your mascara however you like. You know your eyes best. What I personally like to do is I stick close to the base of the eyelashes. I kind of just like wiggle the wand, kind of like brush up a little bit to like separate them. I use the mascara to kind of like wing out the lashes just a little bit, kind of like spread them out, fan them out. It really opens the eyes, and if you get close to the lash line, I feel like it really helps give that like really full eyelash look. And it kind of looks like you've got eyeliner on, even if you don't, which I do not wear eyeliner. I don't think I have ever once bought an eyeliner pencil, which I kind of think about doing it sometimes, but then I just forget about it, so I don't. Anyways, so we're gonna take same mascara. You could try a different one if you want. And we're gonna focus this time on the top of the eyelashes. So I start with like the middle and just kind of like blink, and then I go backwards, like on the back of the lashes and on the front, kind of like wiggle up, fan them out, go on the back, just kind of like use the mascara wand to kind of add a little extra oomph wherever I feel like it kind of needs it. And I'm not gonna get crazy, this is all I'm gonna do. But I just kind of do that to both eyes. I feel like honestly, it adds so much. Like, oh, I should have shown you like with and without, but yeah. I would say that is pretty good. Those are my eyelashes. I'm obsessed. I did want to give you one tip. If you can do this, it has honestly made my makeup like, okay. Let me take it back for a second. Okay, so we just touched up our makeup, our mascara. But what I would consider that as is part of my touch-up routine after I've done my makeup. So what I do is I will apply all of my makeup. I will do the brows, the foundation, the concealer, the one coat of mascara, the bronzer, the blush, whatever. If I'm doing like a little bit extra, maybe some like eyeshadow on my eyes, whatever. I do all of it basic. Then I'll do my hair, then I will put my outfit on, and then before I leave, I will look at myself in the mirror, specifically my face, and I will touch up specific things that I feel like my makeup needs to be touched up with. Like sometimes I can't tell before putting my outfit on like what is off with my makeup, or before like I'm like ready to go. Then I'll look at myself in the mirror for a second and I'm like, okay, like I need a little bit more mascara, or I need to fix my eyebrows a little bit, add a little bit more bronzer, a little bit more blush. I feel like it helps so much. So that's what we're gonna do right now. I'm not gonna change or anything because honestly, I'm just gonna sit around for a little while, but I will show you kind of some of the key things that I do. And one of those is add another coat of mascara. Sometimes I will, sometimes I won't, because sometimes I really don't care. I just did my mascara, as you would have just seen. I didn't even think to like explain why I was doing that. So yes, we did the mascara. So now I'm going to touch up my eyebrows, and I'm actually gonna use a different color of eyeshadow. I just use eyeshadow on my eyebrows because quite honestly, I already have the colors in the palettes I already own. So if you've seen any of my makeup routine videos, I feel like if I keep saying like, if you've seen any of my videos, but I always talk about this brown shade here, which it is literally just on the very edge of the little eyeshadow pot thing. This is the shade Chocolate Wasted. This is a Too Faced palette from literally 2019. Okay, this brow product, this brown for my brows, has stuck with me through so many things. And we love her for that. So I do use, like I said, this Jet Setter shade in my brows. This is just to kind of add just a tiny bit more something. Sometimes my brows just need a little bit more like oomph. I don't even know if that even makes sense, but specifically on the top part of my brow right here, I find this Jet Setter shade just doesn't quite, it doesn't quite make my brow, the arch of it, like pop as much. It's more of like a soft, natural look, which is great. But sometimes I just want my brows to be a little bit more like see, it just needed that little, just literally the tiniest bit on the arch and a tiny bit here on the inner part of it. And then I just use whatever is left over on my brush to blend it out. And yeah, I don't know, I feel like it adds nice pop to my brows that they need. And then like I literally just dab it in the eyeshadow like 2 or 3 times, and then I do this, and then that's all it needs. So we're just gonna go on this side on the arch of the brow and kind of the tail end of the brow. Flick the hairs up a little bit. Use it to blend it out. And that's it. That's all we need. Brows are done. So all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna add a tiny bit more blush. We're not going crazy, but going back in with the same blush brush, same blush as before, not anything crazy. Tap off the excess, and I only add it literally right here to the very top, almost like where you would add highlighter. I just add a tiny bit more blush. I don't know why it looks like there's like a dot on my cheek. It's not, right? It's just a teeny bit more blush. Right where you would do highlight. Just kind of makes the pinkiness stand out just a little bit better. And then a tiny bit more on the bridge of the nose. And that's it. Oh, I will brush my brows out actually. I forgot to do that earlier. Kind of just helps all the product blend together. So there is that. That's what we're looking like. And now we will add just a tiny bit of gloss. I just went to run and grab my lip products, which I am obsessed with. So I'll just give you a few recommendations. Some that I kind of rotate between. Well, okay, first of all, these Summer Fridays, the lip butter balms. These two are my very favorite shades. We've got Poppy, which this is the first one that I had, and I literally used it for so long. These things can last forever, especially this one. It's a little bit more pigmented than something that I would normally use. You can see it coming out. I don't know, it might not want to come out. Oh yeah, there you go. Go back in. You know what, we'll just put this on. I feel like the corally shade with the blush just looks so good, so natural. My lips have more of a cool undertone tint to them, so I find if I do like the warm corally blush, my lips kind of need to be that same coral shade, and sometimes they're not. So yeah, I love this one, and it smells like citrusy, tangerine, pineapple. Like it gives me like the same vibe as like the Day Signature shampoo. I think that's what it's called. Like the one with like the peachy bottle. Like that's what this smells like to me. So this, or same thing, lip butter balm in pink sugar. The smell of this is so good. Oh, it reminds me of like birthday cake. So amazing. And this has much more of a light pinky, I don't know if this is gonna come out. Honestly, I don't even know if I want it to come out, but it's much more sheer and just a light, very low-key pinky glossy kind of look. Two other options that I really like is, this one is the Summer Fridays, I don't even know what this is called. Oh, Dream Lip Oil. And this is the shade Blush Dreams. I love this. The only thing I will say about this, I don't know if it's a packaging problem or what. Every time I use this and then I put the lid back on, the product squeezes out from where the lid and the bottle meet and it gets everywhere. So I love the product. I don't like the packaging. But it applies so nicely. This is the shade. It looks pretty like dark brown look, but it's actually not. It's pretty natural. It is a little bit more of like mauve, I guess you can say, compared to the other two that I just showed you, but I really like this one. This also smells amazing. And then the last one, and it's not really this color, I'm not gonna lie. I think it was a little bit more of a pinky color before, but I got some lip liner in it, so it kind of made it this weird, but actually very pretty shade. This is supposed to be pink quartz. This is supposed to be the pink quartz one, but I did use a berry lip liner a few times with it, but it smells good. It's kind of like a minty, I don't know if it's supposed to be minty, but it's kind of like a minty smell. And this is the e.l.f. I want to say this is their, oh, Glow Reviver Lip Oil. I love this. This is great. But just know if you use a berry lip liner with it, you will be getting this shade. So sorry to disappoint. This is not the color of this, but yeah. So anyways, now that I have gone on a tangent about the lip products that I use, this is my finished makeup routine, makeup look. This is something that I literally do every single day. If I'm feeling crazy, I will throw on a very pinky shimmery shade. I love those. I feel like it looks nice on my eyes. Or I throw a little bit of eyeliner on, but quite honestly, I'm loving the way that this looks, especially now that my skin has cleared up. I just want to embrace like what I naturally look like and just add a little bit more makeup on top just like for fun. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you try any of these products or you try out this routine, please let me know. And am I forgetting to say anything? Subscribe if you would like to see more videos from me. I do vlogs usually, so yeah, check out any of my recent videos. And I hope to see you in my next one. I will see you later. Bye.